Hello then, welcome to the Channel 1 Newsroom from our studios at number 5 Ola Hansen Lane at Tesano. I'm Akosia Otre. Coming up in this bulletin. 4 killed, several others injured after dynamite explosion at Aboso in Prisia-Huni Valley municipality of the Western region. Ghana Airports Company Limited dismisses 2 staff over allegations of extortion.
Just about 2 weeks ago, we've had 2 people expelled from the airport as car park workers who asked passengers for money. And instantly, because we were able to identify and zero in on the specific people, we were able to have them leave the airport immediately.
And in the capital, Ghana North Municipal Assembly demolished public toilets sited beneath Pokwase Interchange.
The mistake that we made was we did not clear the structure. Okay. And the whole issue is being carried as maybe it is a new something. In fact, when we stopped, we should have immediately cleared it. But it has been there all this.
Passengers kick against planned transport fare increment by GPRTU.
La Pasco asamai no feno ne boy din dada nti samusa de bi ka ho a ebe ha ye pa nti ya pamacho mama angel ba bi agina ho a mayen e kwa no kura mpo enye wo kwa bang sa kosu ube.
Channel 1 Business. Bank of Ghana calls for stronger safeguards in restructuring of distressed companies. In Channel 1 Sports. Jordan Football Association accuses FIFA president of blackmail. Many thanks for staying with us. We have details of these stories and many others in this package that we have for you. Let's start off on a rather unfortunate incident that happened where 4 people have been killed and several others injured after a dynamite explosion at Aboso in Prisia-Huni Valley municipality of the Western region. The incident occurred when an attempt to kill a snake reportedly led to the explosion. An eyewitness said a blast occurred after a man allegedly fired a gun at a snake, accidentally hitting explosives that had been stored near a gas station at Bremen, causing a massive explosion. Our police have commenced investigations into the incident, and we have details of this story if we go on the telephone lines where we are joined by a reporter with Space FM in Takwa and Swayam, Nana Esi Brew Money, joining us for more on this. Good evening to you, Nana Esi. Apart from the preliminary reports that we have that an attempt to kill a snake led to this explosion, what other details do you have?
Okay, so good evening, Akosia. So the rather tragic chain of events, as you earlier noted, that he tried to kill a snake, and the snake has actually been terrorizing the area, and one resident is said to have fired a warning shot before alerting people nearby. But let me also state that where the incident happened is close to a small-scale mining site, and it belongs to one guy called Kofi Bullet. So there's a shop nearby, and when one of the residents saw the snake, he fired the shot, and then later the security officer at the shop also fired directly at the snake. But the bullet is said to have struck slabs of dynamite that were being sold in a nearby shop, which triggered the massive explosion that sent shockwaves across the community. And it even got down to where the small-scale miners were mining. So they actually also heard that sound. But when I spoke to the assembly member for Kutasi electoral area, Emmanuel Rishan, and he confirmed the incident and said that 3 people died instantly, including the shop owner, who is Kofi Fletcher. And the 4th victim later died while being rushed to a health facility. But several others sustained varying degrees of injuries and are currently receiving treatment, while the exact number of casualties is yet to be officially confirmed. And also, the explosion has left many buildings damaged, with residents remaining visibly shaken as security officials continue to assess the extent of the destruction. But the Ghana Police Service is on site, and also the Minerals Commission has also come to where the incident happened. But picking some information from some of the residents, they are presuming that it might not even be a snake, but a god sort of, who is manning the area. So aiming to kill the snake has rather resulted in this devastation that we are all talking about.
Right, now we know the owner of, or we've been able to identify who owns this explosives, but has he been able to tell us why he is keeping these explosives there?
Okay, so now the shop owner is dead.
Wow, he is part of the 4
Yes.
persons who have been killed.
Yes,
Mm.
yes.
It means
So,
that we are not going to get information on the reason why he's keeping
for
these
now,
explosives.
for
Okay.
now, yes, for
Okay,
now.
but you've mentioned communities, buildings that have been, destroyed
Yeah.
when this incident occurred. We've seen similar explosion in Apiate, if you recall. The
Yes.
damage, can you compare the damages? Is there any similarity, just to give us a picture of what has been caused?
Okay, so what appears say it's similar because it was an explosive, and this one too is an explosive. So what normally happens is that the miners or the small scale miners use these dynamites when they, in their turn, when they go down. So when they go down to look for the gold, they use these explosives and others to extract the gold. So when this struck, it will cause a huge noise, and then it can affect a lot of buildings. That is those around. That is why those who were not even close to where the incident happened died.
Right. You've mentioned the police presence in the community as we speak. Can you paint a picture for us what the mood is in the community after this incident?
So I can tell that the community is visibly, they are shaken. Some can't even talk. Some are still wailing, and they can't really comprehend what exactly has happened today.
All right.
And
Before
someone,
please go
so
ahead.
some were asking what actually is the essence of life. Some were even playing Kofi Kinata's song. What actually is the essence of life? Someone just leaves home, goes to work, and does not come back, and then dies in this way. And some people I wanted to speak to could not speak because those who were even underground, there were about 8 people who were underground. They also heard the blast and were visibly shaken because they know that at that time they were not supposed to blast. They have times that they blast and they were not supposed to blast, so they were wondering what was happening.
Right. Have you cited the member of parliament, the MC for that matter in the area? What have they been telling residents?
So when I was leaving, the MC was on his way to the site, but the member of parliament, I'm yet to hear from him.
All right, definitely. We expect to hear more from authorities as and when the development of the story comes in. But thank you, Mami Esi. That was a Nana Esi, rather, Money from Space FM in the Western region. That's Takwa in Swahili, giving us details on that developing story that's just coming in, where 4 persons have been killed in Abosso in the Pristiahoni Valley municipality of the Western region. Now let's move away from that. And passengers and commercial drivers remain divided over a proposed increase in transport fares. While commuters oppose any adjustment amid the rising cost of living, transport operators argue that higher fuel prices and maintenance costs leave them with little choice. Channel One News' Rachel Engman reports.
The development follows the Ghana Private Road Transport Union's indication that transport fares could be adjusted despite the government's 2 Ghana cedi per litre diesel subsidy. Although the intervention has been welcomed, the GPRTU says it offers only limited relief as fuel prices remain significantly higher than when discussions on fare adjustments began. At some bus terminals visited by Channel One News, many passengers opposed the possible increase, saying current fares are already expensive and should be maintained. Some commuters also cited the poor state of roads, arguing that increasing fares without improving road conditions could place an additional burden on them.
Definitely it's going to affect us because especially with our salaries, we don't get any increment in terms of salaries. So it is going to affect us negatively. But on the side of drivers, I think there are cases where the increment comes and they don't get to increase their fares for a very long time. So when they plan on increment, it's more like a long-term thing. And I think if they are to increase it now, there won't be any increment again, maybe in the next 2-3 months. So on their side, I think they are doing their part. But on the side of passengers, it does affect us negatively.
Currently, we are burning with the transport because, as you can see, most of the, the Trotsky people are already doing their own thing. That is almost coming to stay, doing doubling fare and then times twoing it and all that. So if it's been decreased, then we need to maintain it as it is.
Feel a pass ko asama no fair no. Ne boy din dada. Nti samosa de bi ka ho a ebe ha ye pa. Nti ya pa macho. Mama angel baby ejina hwa amayen. Ekwan no kura mpo. Enye ukwa bang sa kosu bedu.
For commercial drivers, however, the situation is different. They say the rising cost of fuel, spare parts and vehicle maintenance is making it increasingly difficult to operate under the current fare structure. The National PRO of the Concerned Drivers Association of Ghana, David Agbuado, says the proposed adjustment is necessary to reflect the current operating conditions facing transport operators.
Before the decrement, the fuel was selling at 14 cedis 99 pesos. As I'm talking to you now, it's 16 cedis 79 pesos. That clearly tells us that if not anything at all, the increments must come on. So we are in the same direction with GPRTU, because what we do is to buy the fuel and then sell it to the consumer. Now we are buying the fuel, but giving it as charity, and it's not complying with our rules. Because come out way, see my station. This very station, you can see beautiful cars, but these days you see rickety cars.
As compared to our work previously, it wasn't like that. But as it stands right now, when you work, you are going to use all the money for the fuel. So I think the fare must be increased.
While drivers say a fare adjustment is necessary to cope with rising operational costs, passengers fear it will worsen their financial burden. Reporting for Channel One News, I am Rachel Engman.
The Ghana North Municipal Assembly has clarified that the controversial toilet facility constructed beneath the Pokwase Interchange was not built at the Assembly's approved location, despite the projects being awarded by the Assembly. This follows public outrage over a viral video showing the uncompleted facility at an obscure section beneath the interchange. The structure has since been demolished. Channel One News' Fauzu Masawudu reports.
The $94 million Pokwase Interchange, a key transport infrastructure along the Accra-Kumasi Highway, has once again come under public scrutiny just a few years after the controversy over the operation of an unauthorized chop bar beneath the interchange. Attention has now shifted to the construction of an uncompleted public toilet facility under the structure. Following widespread public criticism, the Ghana North Municipal Chief Executive, Akwete Agbo, clarified that although the project was awarded by the Assembly, it was not constructed at the location approved by the Assembly.
One thing that I want to clear is that the mistake that we made was we did not clear the structure. And the whole issue is being carried as maybe it is a new something. In fact, when we stopped, we should have immediately cleared it. But it has been there all this while. So the YouTuber also, the person that actually blew this thing out, even if you check the place is with it. That it shows clearly that there was some work ongoing and it has been stopped.
He explained that the facility was intended to provide a sanitary alternative for commuters and residents in nearby communities where the absence of public toilets has contributed to open defecation.
In fact, if you look at the whole enclave, we actually need such a facility around, because people, especially the individuals that operate business around that enclave, are actually using the forest that's Waku around the enclave has a place of convenience, which we need to address that. So there's a buffer around the enclave. So we are going to put up such a public washroom around the enclave, so that in case anybody alight at that enclave and there's something, they have a place to ease themselves.
Meanwhile, traders operating around the interchange say poor sanitation remains a major challenge in the area and are calling on authorities to strengthen supervision.
Baby no ba first no aha no uba nyina na prayer kama was say no oya have to nyina yefu udu ha so lati ni ho obetumi akosi pupu ase afiafu ka ba kokobenya enti first no aha ye kama pa was say no ekwanti aha ye basa.
For the general public, providing ancillary facilities at a major road network like the Pokwasi Interchange is not a bad thing, but the question lies in where and how it is done. Reporting for Channel 1 News, Fauzuma Saudu, Pokwasi, Accra.
Now, new stalls have begun emerging around the Babayara Sports Stadium just days after the Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly cleared makeshift structures and containers. All the assembly carried out the demolition as part of efforts to sanitize and reorganize the area. All the assembly defended the decision, insisting that the operation was necessary to improve public safety, restore order, and prevent encroachment on the public space. Ashanti Regional Correspondent Bright Ibwa reports.
The Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly, KMA, on Friday, July 31, 2026, demolished several stalls and containers along the ceremonial streets surrounding the Babayara Sports Stadium as part of efforts to decongest and reorganize the area. However, a visit to the site has revealed that traders are gradually returning, while construction workers have begun laying foundations for new temporary stalls in sections that were recently cleared. Speaking to Channel 1 News, Public Relations Officer for KMA, Henrietta Efiabuaje, said the re-emergence of the structures forms part of a planned redevelopment initiative aimed at creating a more organized and orderly trading environment.
We're given that opportunity to look for a better container or means by which they can trade inside to make the place not look disorganized and also beautiful, something that suits the city. So they, of their own, went to get a contractor. First of all, the chief executive cited a container or a structure around where the Calvary Methodist Church is, around the sports stadium, and said that was a beautiful one, so they should talk to the person so that they can get same design. They went to negotiate with the person and came back to tell us that the price was on the higher side.
The KMS says the containers are not being supplied by the assembly. Instead, traders are expected to purchase them at a cost of 60,000 Ghana cedis each.
That size you saw there is going for 60,000 and can be demarcated into two for two people, or depending on the number of people that want to be in that container, the contractor can also do the same for them. And so it is not something that was being forced on their throat by the assembly. We asked them to move and they wanted to be there, so we told them that the modalities in which they are requesting, this is how we want it, so that they can be there nicely organized and then apply their trade.
Meanwhile, some traders who previously operated in the area say the cost of the new containers is too high for them to afford.
says kana me de be fiber container ni bi na say me yes na ho den no wo form emboa me
before God the man plan me tie me ni asumdwe e no na me be yes ade no say or say ensanye container 65,000 rand me dey to access.
Now, regional coordinating directors have been urged to maintain a balance between supporting government policies and preserving administrative neutrality to protect the credibility of Ghana's decentralized governance system. The head of the local government service, Professor Lord Kweku Mensah, stressed that coordinating directors must remain committed to the principles of professionalism, impartiality, political neutrality, while they ensure the effective implementation of policies of elected governments. Channel One News' Bureau Chief for the Middle Belt, Hafiz Tijani, reports.
According to the head of local government service, the responsibilities of regional coordinating directors extend beyond administrative coordination to promoting accountability, strengthening collaboration among public institutions, and ensuring that national development priorities are incorporated into regional and district plans. Addressing regional coordinating directors at the opening of a 3-day orientation workshop in Kumasi, Professor Mensah said these values are essential in ensuring that the local government service remains a trusted institution of the state.
Before you will be politically right, ensure that administratively you are right. Ensure that administratively you get it right before you'll be politically right. Because the only tools that you can use to defend yourself is administrative tools, not political tools.
Professor Lord Kweku Mensah said the orientation program aims to strengthen the leadership capacity of both newly appointed and serving RCDs by equipping them with the legal, administrative, and strategic knowledge required to effectively perform their roles.
In a time of rapid technological change, political complexity, and evolving citizens' expectations, leadership must be adaptive.
We apologize for that interruption there, but you're still watching the Channel One Newsroom on Channel One Television. Still to come. Bank of Ghana calls for stronger safeguards in restructuring of distressed companies. We have details of this and many more coming your way if you stay with us.
This is the old way. Let me show you a new and a better way. EduPack. EduPack? Yes, EduPack. A GS-approved and supported initiative for all first-year students going to SHS. By Prospectus Ghana Limited. Now you don't need to go to the market. All your trunks, mattresses, pillows, including plastic chalkboards, are all waiting for your child at the school. Note, all our wooden chalkboards are being changed to plastic ones to avoid bedbugs.
You can also register by dialing *713*821# following the prompts, or you can visit www.edupackgh.com and tap register. You can also register at any ADB branch near you at a very affordable price. EduPack, approved and supported by GES.
The best part of going home is family.
Sit up! Hey, mommy, my wife is cooking something delicious.
Listen,
hot pepper sauce, spicy. Bona yete, Lizzie, oh Lizzie. Lizzie Shito.
Lizzie Shito. The Shito is Shitole. Lizzie Shito.
Ma, Lizzie Shito. Aya down kasan kasan. Please, can I take some to school tomorrow?
Yes, my son, you can. Lizzie Shito dear. Ebesu obiasu.
Lizzie Shito hot pepper sauce. Yes, spicy and kasa.
Lizzie Shito hot pepper sauce. Yes, spicy.
For bulk purchase, kindly contact 050-168-3344 or 050-155-0998. This advert is FDA approved.
Imagine a life where every moment flows effortlessly, where every choice brings you closer to the life you've always wanted. Give yourself more ways to receive joy. Have more time to party. With G-Money, every moment flows seamlessly. Just pay and keep the good vibes going. Instantly top up airtime or data so you never miss life's special moments, because your memories together should matter more. Give yourself more freedom to celebrate. Pay bills quickly and seamlessly so nothing disrupts your moments. Have more financial control. With G-Money, you can effortlessly manage bulk payments and keep your business running smoothly. Dial *488# or download the app and explore the new G-Money today. G-Money. Give yourself more.
Welcome back to the Channel One Newsroom on Channel One Television. Up next, we have Channel One Business with Nashika Caesar.
Channel One Business is brought to you by MTN and EcoBank.
Hello, my name is Pamela from Customer Service. Please revalidate your account by texting your Ghana card number to 0500,247.
Hey, Abili, wabadim.
Madam, give me the numbers behind your ATM card. I'm calling from the head office.
An email was delivered across to our customers this morning.
Confirm if this is your bank account. 100,100,100.
Thanks for sending your bank card details.
Send the OTP now to avoid cancellation.
EcoBank will never call, email, send an SMS asking for your PIN, OTP, bank card, or Ghana card details.
Don't get played. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Hello, please, I'm calling from Customer Experience Center.
Hello? I understand your memo ready.
I go here. Start Joshua.
There comes a time when money matters get tricky. When paying back feels hard, we get creative. But here's a beautiful fact. Every time you pay back, you keep the line going. You make space for someone else. So don't break the chain. From Quick Loan and Smart Loan to Extra Cash, Easy Cash, Agent Flex, Ahomka Loan, Express Loan, Busia Loan, and many more. It's all in your Momo app when you need it. Borrow, sort out, pay back.
Momo.
Because when you do, Momo Day for everybody.
And Nashika Caesar joins us with details of stories from the world of business.
That is right,
Take over.
Akusia. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm well, too.
Great.
Thanks
Take
for
over.
asking. Now, in business, the governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Johnson Isiama, has called for stronger safeguards in the restructuring of distressed companies. He stressed that financially distressed companies should not automatically qualify for rescue, noting that access to new funding alone is not sufficient evidence of a business's long-term viability. Here's more.
This comes at a time when stakeholders are pushing for a careful balance between protecting the rights of creditors and promoting the public interest in sustaining viable businesses. Speaking at a forum on restructuring distressed companies, Dr. Johnson Isiama said Ghana needs a system that allows banks to support genuinely viable businesses without weakening credit discipline.
A disciplined rescue framework can preserve viable businesses while protecting financial stability. So let me make 3 points here. First, that rescue must begin with a credible test of viability. Rescue must begin with a credible test of viability. A business may be distressed without being fundamentally unviable. A cash flow shock, changing market conditions, or a mismatch between receivables and obligations, these may place a sound business under severe pressure. So during restructuring, it may need financing.
Honorary Syrup Council member Dr. Ishmael Yamson argued that while Ghana has made significant progress in strengthening its banking sector, existing rules are discouraging banks from providing the financing needed to rescue struggling businesses.
It classified post-commencement financing as a Class A debt, ranking it in super priority ahead of every other creditor claim, including secured claims, preferential claims, and even the government's own tax and pension claims. A lender who advances rescue capital under a sanctioned restructuring plan is in law first in line to be repaid, ahead of everyone who lent before them. That is a genuinely investor-friendly piece of legislation. And yet, 4 years into implementation, it has not been enough on its own to unlock the volume of post-commencement financing our rescue culture needs.
Now, the National Petroleum Authority, NPA, has assured consumers of adequate fuel stocks to meet demand across the country. The assurance comes as international oil prices and cedi depreciation pushed up fuel prices, prompting government to reduce the regulatory margin on diesel by 2 cedi per litre to cushion consumers. The intervention is expected to provide some relief to diesel users, while government, the regulator and industry stakeholders navigate the current fuel price pressures. We have more in the following report by Daniel Sakiti.
The recent surge in fuel prices has been driven largely by higher international oil prices and the depreciation of the cedi, increasing the cost of petroleum products on the domestic market. For diesel users, the government's 2 cedis per litre reduction in the regulatory margin has eased some of that pressure at the pump. Director of Economic Regulation and Planning at the NPA, Abbas Ibrahim Tasunti, speaking on Time with NPA, explained the rationale behind the intervention.
We believe that this temporary intervention will go a long way to reduce the burden on consumers and prevent hikes in transport fares, whilst addressing the inflationary impact of rising fuel prices. It will be recalled that in April 2026, a similar intervention was made by reducing the margins to cushion consumers.
But as efforts continue to manage fuel prices, the National Petroleum Authority says consumers should not be concerned about the availability of products. The NPA says Ghana currently has adequate fuel stocks to meet domestic demand, with local refineries also expected to contribute to supply stability. This means consumers should continue to have access to fuel even as global oil prices and exchange rate movements influence pump prices.
The authority will continue to monitor developments on the international market and together with governments will make any necessary interventions when the need arises. We further wish to assure consumers that there are adequate stocks of petroleum products in the country to meet our consumption. Based on our import plan, we also expect cargoes to be delivered in the coming days to add up to existing stocks. Our domestic refineries, Central and Thermal Oil Refinery, are also actively producing to add up to our imports and increase our stocks.
Let's now bring you an update on crude oil prices and how the local currency is performing on the interbank markets. And that's it for Channel 1 Business. I am Nashika Caesar Kuchabati.
Thank you, Nashika, for bringing us those updates from the world of business. Let's do some other stories now. The death toll from yesterday's road crash at Brimsey Bridge in the Eastern region has risen to 3 after an 11-year-old girl succumbed to the injuries. The victim was one of the casualties referred to the Hawa Memorial Hospital in Osiem following the crash. All 2 people died at the scene, while other injured victims remain on admission receiving treatment. Eastern Regional Public Relations Officer of the Ghana National Fire Service, DO3, Aaron Ohimeng, has been given an update on the crash.
The casualties of the incident happened to be 7, making up 2 females, 5 male. Some of the casualties were sent to the Kipi government hospital. Some were sent to the Hawa Memorial Hospital at Osim. Unfortunately, the news reaching us is the 11-year-old girl who was part of the Kia Sorento vehicle, number GT 860114, had sadly passed away yesterday.
After nearly a decade of abandonment, the government has officially absorbed the Nakbayili E-Block Community Day Senior High School into Ghana's public secondary education system. The school, which was completed around 2017 but remained unused for years, has now been included in this year's Senior High School selection list. The institution will operate as a technical school, making it the first of its kind along the Eastern Corridor. There's more in the following report by Channel 1 News' Northern Regional Correspondent, Mohammed Aminu M. Alabira.
The E-Block Community Day Senior High School initiative was introduced to make secondary education more accessible by bringing schools closer to communities across the country. Although the Nakbayili E-Block was completed between 2017 and 2018, it remained abandoned for years, with the once modern facility overtaken by weeds and gradually deteriorating. This year, however, the story has taken a positive turn. The school has officially been added to the list of senior high schools available for placement under the computerized school selection and placement system. Classrooms have been furnished, electricity and water have been connected, and the campus is ready to receive its first batch of students. The school's first headmaster says preparations are far advanced for the commencement of academic activities.
From stakeholders, we have reached out with the Regional Director of Education in Northern Region, and he has selected teachers to be posted to the school based on the programs we are going to run. So we are starting with 16 teachers for the first year. When the teachers come, depending on the number of students, we'll keep on making requests for more teachers. Then apart from the teachers, all is said. We have furniture in the school. There are beds for students who will come from outside the community. Currently, we are starting as a day school. because all E-blocks are these schools.
The assembly member for Napalgili electoral area described the school's opening as a dream come true.
The community needs development, so the school is bringing development. Economic aspect of it, that one too is going to come. We are going to have people selling pure water in the school. We are going to have food vendors who will come here to sell food for school children. So definitely it is going to have a positive impact on the community.
Meanwhile, work is continuing on additional infrastructure to support the school's operation. Ongoing projects include dormitory blocks, a multi-purpose dining hall, an administration block, and staff bungalows. The contractor, Chief Sofo Azoka, has assured that the project will be completed within the next 5 months.
These 6 projects, the dormitories, women, men, and boys and girls, and the dining, multi-purpose dining hall, and administration block, and teachers' quarters. So we are making sure that by 5 months, we must complete it.
And let's bring you to the capital, Accra, where the management of the Ghana Airports Company Limited says it has dismissed 2 car park workers for engaging in extortion at the airport. Well, the action follows repeated complaints from travelers over workers allegedly begging for or demanding money from passengers. Channel 1 News' Nia Ikwe Okine reports.
Parliament's Roads and Transportation Committee toured the ongoing renovation of the Accra International Airport Terminal 2, which is being upgraded to handle both domestic and international flights to help ease passenger congestion at Terminal 3. The managing director of the Ghana Airports Company Limited, Yvonne Nana Efriyo-Paris, said the $15 million renovation project is expected to be completed by December 2026.
Hopefully by December, we'll finish the whole, all the works that we are doing with Terminal 2 by this December. And His Excellency will have the opportunity to come and commission this project.
The committee also visited the Terminal 3 car park, where construction of a 7-story multi-purpose car park and airport hotel complex is expected to begin by the end of August 2026.
So there'll be 2 down, there'll be a shopping mall on the surface level, and then 5 more levels of car parking on top. So that's what makes up for the 7. On top of the 5 floors will be 2 hotels. One will be a luxury hotel that is accessible for anyone, in the country. But the budget hotel will be an airport hotel, only accessible from within the airport. We've started this project. We've handed over to the contractor. They are mobilizing to sites now as we speak. They are going to be starting the hoarding off of this site. At the end of this month, God willing, we would invite His Excellency the President to come and cut sword, and then we will continue the construction. And God willing, in 24 months from now, this project should be up and will be commissioned.
Management further disclosed that 2 car park workers have been dismissed for extorting travelers following repeated complaints of staff soliciting money from passengers.
Just about 2 weeks ago, we've had 2 people expelled from the airport as car park workers who asked passengers for money. And instantly, because we were able to identify and zero in on the specific people, we were able to have them leave the airport immediately.
She urged travelers to help curb the practice by recording the identities of workers who demand tips and reporting them to management to facilitate disciplinary action.
If you are asked for any tips or if you are required to give any tip, find out which agency the person belongs to. Where does the person work? Which agency? Also get the person's name. Normally, the people working in the terminal will have an ID ID card, and the ID cards have the section or the agency that they work for. So try and capture the ID card of the person and report. We are going to put out a hotline that you can report these instances to. We are also asking that the person who is asked requires a receipt. This is one of the ways to stop people from asking. So if you are able to issue a receipt for what you are asking for, that receipt will be brought to the attention of management, and we can use that as proof of the extortion. But where, it is just complaining that they always beg and they're always asking me, but yet there's no hard evidence, we aren't able to crack down as much as we should.
Acting Defense Minister Dr. Kasiela Toforsin has paid tribute to the late Defense Minister Dr. Edward Omanebwama, describing him as a patriotic and selfless leader who was committed to strengthening the Ghana Armed Forces. Dr. Kasiela Toforsin says Dr. Omanebwama would have transformed the force if he had lived longer. He made the remarks at the maiden annual public lecture held in honor of the late minister. Channel 1 News' Sarah Apia has more.
August 6, 2025 will forever be remembered as one of the darkest days in Ghana's history, when a military helicopter crash claimed the lives of 8 people, including Defense Minister Dr. Edward Omanebwama. To honor his memory and contributions to national service, government held the maiden edition of the Dr. Edward Omanebwama Annual Public Lecture. Speaking at the event, Acting Defense Minister Dr. Kasiela Toforsin touted the late minister's contributions during his brief tenure as Defense Minister.
As Minister for Defense, he worked to build a modern, professional, and capable Ghana Armed Forces. He focused and placed great importance on the welfare of our service personnel. This lecture series will keep his ideals alive. It will promote dialogue. It will inspire leadership. It will also encourage future generations to serve Ghana with integrity and patriotism.
Chairman of the event and Akwemuman Rekene, Dr. Emmanuel Edusa Akodie, remembered Dr. Omanebwama as a visionary leader who was deeply committed to Ghana's development.
Omane was fiercely patriotic. He was a true Ghanaian. He did not want to leave the country. He always said, Senior Sak, people built where we want to go. They had problems there, but they stood and built it. Some of them had bigger problems than we do, so we will stay and build. He lived that dream.
Reflecting the late minister's passion for environmental sustainability, the maiden lecture also focused on climate resilience, with Professor Kwesi Apienin Ado of the Department of Marine and Fisheries Sciences at the University of Ghana calling for long-term measures to tackle flooding and rising sea levels.
Model projected values of sea level rise in the Gulf of Guinea until 2100 range between 0.2 and 1.38 meters. I pray that city authorities will be able to manage this situation, as several low-lying places along the coast will be inundated.
The ceremony ended on an emotional note as old students of Pope John Senior High School sang the school's anthem in honor of their departed colleague. The lecture, held in memory of the late Defense Minister Dr. Edward Omanebwama, also served as a platform to address pressing national issues such as the rising sea levels along Ghana's coastline and flooding in the country's capital. Reporting for the Channel 1 Newsroom, I am Sarah Apia.
Now, President John Mahama says Ghana is rallying behind Jamaica ahead of its planned petition to King Charles III.
Fully supports the petition on slavery Jamaica proposes to soon submit to King Charles III. Right Honorable Prime Minister, Madam Speaker, Right Honorable President, Honorable Members, while we must never forget the injustices of history, neither must we allow them to imprison us. The story of people of African descent is not simply one of suffering, It is equally a story of resilience, excellence, and enduring achievement. It is a story of civilizations that advance human knowledge, of freedom fighters who challenged oppression, of innovators who expanded the frontiers of science and technology, of artists whose creativity enriched global culture, and of statesmen and women who inspired nations to believe in the possibilities of freedom and self-determination.
Still to come in this bulletin. Jordan Football Association accuses FIFA president of blackmail. We have the details shortly. Do stay.
Yes, next. Hey, Nadia Benson,
Me didn't tum Mr. Femi Kakalika, just call me cockroach. Now, Mr. Femi once now.
Hey, is that you?
Improve car.
Yeah.
Captain was key to double the action. Me did this sasso spray. Mr. Femi sasso quell. Yeah, come to my sasso.
Come tum preko.
Are you planning to relocate from your company, office, or house, whether across cities to another town or halfway around the country? You want a moving company you can depend on to get you there? Let me introduce you to Logistics Movers. We are here to help you every step of the way, from planning the move to unpacking the last box and settling into your office or home. We have the expertise, experience, and market understanding and offer fast, reliable, and professional transportation services in Ghana. Our main thrust is to successfully move your business, household items safely, on time, and hassle-free. You can call us on 0246 833 539 or 0244 342 465. You can also send us an email to info@logisticsmovers.com or check our website www.logisticsmovers.com. Why expose your company or household items to theft or damages when you are relocating if it's avoidable? Logistics Movers, we help you relocate.
Many thanks for staying with us on the Channel One Newsroom. Up next, we have Channel One Sports with Yao J. Mensah. Yao, please take us away.
Now, Jordan Football Association President Prince Ali Ben Hussein has accused FIFA President Gianni Infantino of blackmail, claiming FIFA offered to solve the association's problems if he backed Infantino's re-election. Now, Ben Hussein alleged that FIFA verbally communicated during the World Cup that endorsing Infantino, and I quote, would go a long way to helping our FA out, end quote. Prince Ali added that the Jordan FA is committed to upholding ethical values and would not support FIFA President Gianni Infantino in any future re-election bid. Now, Jordan has joined several other football associations, including those of England, Wales, Finland, Sweden, and Serbia, in withdrawing their support for Infantino. To club football, and Chelsea midfielder Moises Caicedo has urged teammate Enzo Fernandez to remain at Stamford Bridge despite growing uncertainty over his future. Now, Fernandez has been linked with a move away from Chelsea after the club reportedly left him off its list of untouchable players this off-season and placed a £120 million valuation on the 25-year-old. Now, the Argentine was suspended for 2 matches by Chelsea in April following comments made while on international duty in which he criticized the club's hierarchy and appeared to hint at a possible move to Real Madrid.
I love Enzo. He knows I have a lot of respect for him because, as we know, the player he is not just a player; he's a great person. I want him to stay, but I'm not gonna talk about that because if he stay here, it's gonna be massive for us. So yes, I just want the best for him, and for sure he gonna think and he gonna do what is best for him.
To some national team-related news, and the Black Meteors will open camping in Accra on Wednesday, August 5, 2026, to begin preparations for their Under-23 Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers that is scheduled for the September-October window. Now, the selected players are to report to the camp at East Legon at 4 p.m. Now, this is just the local component of the team, as camping arrangements will be made for foreign-based Under-23 players. The Under-23 Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers will begin in the September window, but Ghana will draw a bye and start the qualifiers in October, with CAF yet to announce the pairings for the qualifiers. And that's all for sports. I am Yao, AJ Mita.
Thank you, Yao, as always, for bringing us updates from the world of sports. And that's how we wrap up the bulletin here on Channel One Newsroom. Visit our website, channel1newsonline.com, for information on our top stories.